Hello there, my beautiful Leo signs. It's Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's tarot reading is a very interesting message. So, if you're interested in learning about love or if love's coming your way, I do feel there is, and see in the cards and the energy that there is love coming to you because you're letting go of um, something from your past. So some of you might be dealing with a twin flame connection or something along those lines. Definitely something to do with divine feminine and divine masculine energy that's coming across very, very strong. And I do feel like there is a lot of changes that are happening for you at this time, Leo. And this is internal healing happening as well as external reflection going on here too. So lots of cool energy, lots of shifts, lots of alchemy, and some ending of karmic cycles for sure as well. So if you're here for tarot, I'm going to do the tarot reading first, and then I'm going to dive into the wisdom oracle cards. Um, the tarot that I pull is a traditional Celtic cross spread, so it kind of covers the basis of like what's happening for you generally, what's going on, what's to come in your future, and that sort of thing. So if this message resonates, smash that like button. It helps my channel grow. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you're not a full like a sun sign Leo, cross watchers are welcome to watch this video as well. So hopefully something resonates for you. But now I'm going to dive right in. So your current vibe, your current energy, the current situation that's happening for you is you're really leaning into a divine masculine energy. This is the Emperor energy, and we all have divine masculine and we all have divine feminine inside ourselves. Sometimes we need to lean into one side more than the other. It's basically our yin and our yang. And when you really learn how to flow with your divine masculine and your divine feminine energy, and you find the harmony, the balance in it, that's when you really become a powerhouse of alchemy and change and things like that. Now, what's crossing you right now is the Five of Cups. This is a challenge because this is a regret card. This is like maybe you're looking in the past and you're like, "Oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Oh, I wish I should have done this instead." So right now, your challenge here is to kind of get out of that past mindset. The past is great because we can use it as a lesson. History commonly is known to repeat itself. However, there's difference between glaring into the past and like glancing into the past. And you have to think of the past as like in your rear view mirror. You're not going to keep staring at it because then you're not focused on where you're driving to. You're going to like use it when you need to and check your surroundings, but you're not really in that place anymore. So try to think of it as a nice reflective space, but not somewhere you want to stay too long. Otherwise, you're going to get lost and lost in this remorse feeling, and that's what spirit is trying to guide you out of. Now, your current situation, your foundation, what all of this, why is all of this happening? What is this all based on? Basically, is the Hermit card. This is my Dark Night of the Soul card. You probably have been doing a lot of introspective work, a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing. You probably have been feeling like you've been climbing this emotional mountain and there's no like peak here. This is coming out of the darkness and into the light. This is a card of enlightenment, of your spiritual journey, of healing and growing. This hermit is using its starlight, its very essence, to move out of the darkness and into this light. And that's what's going on for you, and that's why you're shifting right now, Leo. Now, I did pull a clarifier on this card just because I wanted more information from spirit, like what else is this about? This could be about like you throwing yourself into relationships too quickly because the Knight of Wands is like a very passionate, fiery energy, but it's a very lustful, it's a quick fizzle and burn basically. It's like a sparkler, like it's gonna burn out real fast. Even though it feels good in the moment, it's going to fizzle and die essentially. Like it's not a sustainable love energy. But when there's a knight in a reading, it's typically like somebody coming in with an offer of something or somebody coming in trying to romance you or something like that. I just heard romancing the stone, so that might be a significant message for someone. I haven't seen that movie in quite a long time. Now, the next card I have for you is representative of like your past energy and what's happening. So, some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius sign, or you have a lot of Aquarian energy in your chart. This is a sign about healing and balancing. How can I phrase this? I feel like it's about balancing your emotions, but it's also about a wish granted. So, like, maybe you got what you wanted, but it wasn't exactly in the way that you thought or in the time frame that you needed it to be, which is kind of a strange thing to say. But the next card I have for you, which is your present energy, is also kind of something similar along those lines because the Nine of Cups came out for your current energetic state as well. And it's the Nine of Cups is usually like a wish granted, wish fulfillment card, and that's kind of cohesive with this past energy of the Aquarius healing card because it's like your manifestations, your prayers, your hopes, your wishes, whatever you want to call it. Those have come in, but it's not really all it's cracked up to be. I don't know how else to phrase that. Maybe you had like the house you wanted and the lifestyle you wanted, but there was always something missing. There was always something that was off, or like maybe you were living in the past a little bit too much, of like reminiscing the better times, and I don't know, something just felt off about your situation or your scenario. So when I pulled a clarifier on this Nine of Cups, like what is this wish granted? There's the world here, which is it's a card of completion or balance, but it's also a card of closing out a cycle. So if you were stuck in a karmic relationship, or maybe you had a soul contract with someone, I do feel like that is ending and you're clearing that out because in your near future you have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from people, places, things, all of the nouns, anything that's not serving you. And that is your upcoming energy here. So I do feel like you are shifting out of some lower vibrational state, some you're shifting out of this like remorse or regret mindset into something new. And when it comes to love, your power in the situation is like you are the bringer of love, Leo. So you can bring love and give love to whoever you choose. I do feel like you have a lot of options. You know, Leo is notoriously a confident sign. It doesn't mean you have to be introverted or extroverted specifically. Like everybody's personality traits are different, but you're confident. You have a lot of love to give and you know it. And there's a lot of positivity here. Now, the next card I have for you is how do people perceive you? They perceive you as confident. They perceive you as like having it all. And maybe that's an illusion in certain aspects. But, you know, with social media and how people present themselves on platforms, it's very sometimes misleading, or people are misguided into believing everything they see on the internet. And, you know, I kind of just take everything on the internet where people present themselves in a certain light with a grain of salt because a lot of the times people are afraid to talk about trauma. They're afraid to talk about the shadow aspects of themselves, or they don't want to post about their imperfections. They only want to post the perfect things, which, you know, that's all tied to ego. So anyways, yeah. Anyway, the next card I have for you is kind of what your hopes and fears are at this time. You are in this state of walking away from things that don't serve you because you're standing up for yourself, you're standing up for your values, your beliefs. That's what the Seven of Wands is all about. It's like you're kind of in a defense mode of like, this is a boundary, this is what's healthy for me, and I don't necessarily have to explain myself to anyone. Now, the outcome of all of this happening and all of this shifting going on is a tower moment. So, like, you are taking something back down to a base level and you're trying to restart it and you're trying to regrow it all over again in a different way that's going to serve you and really align with your values and belief systems. Now, maybe you thought you had done that before, but I do feel like with this healing and the introspective work you've done, you're seeing things in a clearer light, and it is definitely paying off because in your subconscious here, you have the victory card. This is the Six of Wands, this is a celebration of your success, of yourself, and maybe this is just celebrating that internal growth. And this is interesting. You also have the Six of Cups. I wasn't going to pull that, but I'm pretty sure I just said stuff about the twin flame at the beginning of this reading, and two sixes usually symbolize some sort of twin flame connection. The Six of Cups is usually a card of nostalgia or somebody coming back into your life from the past. Could be romantic connection, could be a not romantic connection, just a friendship, but take that message as it resonates, Leo. Now, that's what I have for you when it comes to the tarot. Again, if this message has resonated, please smash that like button. It helps my channel grow and I greatly appreciate it. I am going to dive into the oracle cards. So if you want to stay in for that and listen, cool, great. Thank you for being here. If you're interested in a coaching session, please feel free to reach out. I can get you scheduled for that. If you're interested in a personalized tarot reading, I can do that as well. Oh boy, interesting. Okay. Ooh. All right, you have that the Knight of Cups, and now you have the Offering, and you have the Heart. I feel like there is love coming your way for sure because you're cleansing out all of this old stuff and you're moving forward into joy, into happiness, and you're being very true and authentic to yourself. And it's gonna bring in a very uh, good option, like a really solid offer of love. Now, Spirit is also asking you to find the balance between your instinctive and the tamed parts of your personality, which, you know, you're a ferocious sign, you're Leo, you're the lion, and there's a horse on this card, so you might be dealing with a Sagittarius, and there's another horse, oh gosh, and there's another horse, and another horse, so definitely a lot of Sagittarian energy, or just a fast-moving energy when it comes to love. Now, the Knight of Cups is you know, it could be within like 6 to 9 months is what I'm hearing for this love offer. So it's not super fast, but it's not super slow. It's kind of just in the middle here. The next card I have for you, Leo, says, I am always mindful and live only within each moment I have, which is tied to being in the here and the now, which, you know, again, we talked about. Don't live too much in the regret of the past. You can't change that. You can only kind of adapt and shift to your future self. Now the next card I have is the I Ching card. This isn't traditional I Ching, so don't come at me in the comments. I know it's not. This one says seeing, number 20. To see is to witness everything that comes into view with an open awareness. In the ritual, the everyday world is washed off, and then there's a pause for whatever comes, like a presence into the space. Don't fall automatically into the next step of the process of life. See what is present before you respond, and when you stop searching, what comes into view. If you had no preconceptions, what might you see? Oof, I feel like that ties to, you know, not only being in the here and now, Leo, but it's trying to, like, don't lose yourself in the past and also don't lose yourself in the future. Try to find that happy medium energy of being in the zone of now, which is sometimes very challenging to do when we are in when we are too much in our masculine or too much in our feminine energy. It's just a fine line, and you have to find your own personal balance. Like, I can't tell you how to do that specifically. I mean, I can help you and guide you into aligning your chakras and working on yourself and working on your traumas, but being in the present moment is a very it's like an art. It's a skill, really, and you have to figure out how to do that on your own. Now, Leo, there's something about the full moon in Scorpio, or you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. It says it's time to release negativity. So I do feel like you're doing that because of the Eight of Cups card. You're walking away from people or things or energies that are not serving you or helping you align with your highest best self. So that's a very much so cohesive and synchronistic card for you. Now, in regards to your third eye intuition, Spirit wants you to practice. It says, have fun with your intuition, try out silly guessing games, and have a laugh. What's the football score? Try to intuitively discover the score before you check. Write it down, and then check on the back and see if you're right. See if you can hone those senses. There's also like a coin flipping game. If you have another party, you can flip a coin in a different room, and that person can guess and write down, you know, if they are guessing heads or tails. That's kind of a silly little game to play with your intuition as well. Or you can like guess the color of a cup. I've seen those like TikTok videos where people have like the cups or the soda cans in a box, and then you know people line up and they have to guess which placement is where for what certain color. So the next card I have, Leo, is satisfaction. It says, you let the energy of love guide you into self approval so that others no longer define who you are. Again, that's just a standing up for your belief system, your value system. You are really identifying yourself through your own moral compass, through your own inner guidance, through your own inner gnosis, and that is super impactful because it's it's reestablishing your sense of self and your self-worth and your value, and how also how people see you, because if you're confident and ferocious and happy and fierce and going for what you want, that's why they're going to perceive you as this like sun card, full of light, full of love. Okay, you have this card as well. This is interesting. It's number 33, chaos and conflict. So maybe you're having a little bit of an internal conflict, which is, the Tower card as well. It's just that it's when we rebuild ourselves, when we're losing parts of ourselves, it feels like a death, because it kind of is in a way of this ego is dying, or this faucet or refraction of ourselves that we used for a long time to help us cope with something, to help us get on in life. It's kind of a defense mechanism, because we've had to use a certain aspect of our personality to adapt. And when that happens, you might feel conflicted, you might feel guilty, you might feel strange things that kind of don't really make sense at the time. And that could be just chaos and conflict because of all of the change that is occurring. So that's a normal feeling, just to throw that out there. Now, the last card I have for you, Leo, is from my chakra deck. This one is tied to your third eye. This is about forgiveness. Forgiveness can only be found through understanding. And if you don't understand yourself, you're going to have a very hard time forgiving yourself. So it's like, don't don't get lost so much in the past, and blame or shame yourself into I don't know how can I phrase this. When you get lost in the past and you look back on your life and you're like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I have so much regret about this or remorse about that. You have to move forward, because no one's going to forgive you but you. And if you can't forgive yourself or understand why you had to do a certain thing, or, maybe why you chose that certain path, just know that everything is a blessing or a lesson. And sometimes if you are wise, you can you can see both. You can see it from both angles. And sometimes, maybe you're unable to see that, and that's okay, because you're still learning, and we're all learning, and we're all growing, and we're doing it at our own pace. And we all have different trajectories and different goals in mind, and different lifestyles that we want to live based on our ever changing belief system and value system. And our belief systems and value systems need to change and adapt and grow based on our life experiences. So you can't tell anyone what to think or anyone what to do or what to believe in, because they have lived different experiences than you. And when that happens, if someone tells you you're bad, or tells you you should be ashamed of yourself, who are they to judge? Just remember that. So, who are they to judge you? They don't know. They don't know what it's like to be you. They don't. So, try to glance in that rear view mirror and try to understand why it is you made the decisions you made. And most likely it's coming from a place of pure intention and feeling like you had no other choice. So, ooh, wild message, Leo. Hopefully that helped. If it did, please hit the like button. Smash that like button, helps my channel grow. If you're interested in a coaching session, please feel free to reach out and DM me or send me an email. If you are interested in a personalized tarot and oracle reading, I can do that for you as well. But thank you for being here, Leo, and I will see you next time.